figured after the haircut, I hadn't actually conditioned my hair, so I've been running it around with slightly broken nail. Anyways, little Joe is, yeah, I'm just wondering. Google tells me how far, he was halfway through his journey. So, yeah.
Well, he's halfway here.
Yeah. It says he'll arrive at Dublin Terminal 2, but that doesn't matter to me. I ain't anywhere near Dublin. In comparison to where he was originally when he took off, I'm so much closer to Dublin. So I think the drying rack is doing a little bit different than what an actual like tumble dryer does. A tumble dryer relaxes the fabric over time, and so you basically have like shirts that expand and hang on you, whereas with the dryer they kind of shrink because they dry, and it's a much more natural way of drying. But I've noticed, at least over the last 8 months, some of my hoodies that I've had for 2 years are drastically changing shape. So, pros and cons. The drying rack has way more cons. For me. Like, I made a joke yesterday on Snapchat that I was like, it is so warm in my apartment, my clothes dried in 4 hours.
And the Americans are all like, what? That's so long.
Yeah.
And the Europeans are all like, what? That's so fast.
Yeah. Oh, aside from like the dead middle of summer when there's a heat wave going on, then you might as well just have a regular dryer. To be fair, the breeze helps move air past everything so they don't become, but still. We're currently drying the Aaron's blanket because, well, little Joe needs a blanket. So we're drying the under blanket for, what is that thing called?
It's called a blanket.
Well, yes, I know, but everybody has, it's like the whole like idea, this BS about duvets and shit. Like, it's a comforter.
Yeah.
So it's like,
This is a blanket.
all right, whatever. It's that thing that protects you from touching your
No,
duvet.
that's a sheet.
Beds are not supposed to be this complicated, folks. As you guys will see, there's much more after this video, so that's why I cut it short with Aaron. There really isn't much to talk about. But anyways, so I was standing at the bus with Aaron, and they're probably staying at this hotel, but there's Americans, older Americans, and they're just so judgmentally dense. Like, I don't say that they're bad people, but when I hear, well, I don't know why they don't take debit card. They must be not as forward thinking with their technology around here. And I'm like, they don't take your debit card because it doesn't, of course, they take debit card. I use my debit card all the time. I have no cash on me at all times, pretty much, honey. But they just don't accept your debit card. That doesn't necessarily mean they're regressive with their technology and don't understand how phones work. Seriously, honey. All right, Google's telling me to expect rain. That's serious. Yeah, I don't have any gel, and I don't want to. I just need to leave the hair the way it is, because if I had a little bit of gel, I could style it, but I don't want to put clay in. The clay was a little expensive. Anyways, I didn't go to the store. And if it rains, the clay is just going to be all. Anyways, so Google was telling me that. That's fun. WhatsApp web. I closed everything on my computer. Stop. When this computer goes to sleep, you'll figure it out. So it is 3:25. I have done Crucible of the Storms on, well, I did the last boss on Raleigh, my main. And then I went back in and did it on my druid. That's fun. Did it on my druid so that I could get the knife, as Taliesin says, knifeu waifu. And I'm just like, it's getting in my head, even though I really don't like the term, because while I did have Xalatath on my Shadow Priest for a long time, and I did listen to all her stuff, I don't think of her as some sort of like succubus enticing me. I know they mean it jokingly, but it's just sort of like there are people that are a lot further down in the anime community that keep that, and I say further down because like I'm a deep Trekkie. It's like you skim the surface of it or you go deep into it. That I'm not saying that it's a deep dark place. I'm going to do this after a fashion, but when you got anyways that they have like senpai, and I'm just like, I know that means not what you think it is. It's sort of like the guys here when something happens and they're like a pick, it means tasty dick, literally, but that's not what they mean by it. So cool. Yeah. Anyways, gonna get flagged for raunchy language. Should go take care of my hair a little bit. I can put water in it. Keys, wallet. Do I have Joe's transit card? Anyways, I need to get knifey. I need to get Zalatath, or at least not Zalatath. She's not in the knife anymore. She got removed from the knife and is now wandering around doing her own thing. So we take the knife, which may or may not have powers still, to Sylvanas, and she's like, "This knife will lead armies." And I'm starting to actually get the weird idea that Sylvanas isn't Garrosh 2.0. That we're being tricked again by the devs, that we're getting another Illidan. The fact that we had that we're getting the idea that we need to do this bad thing. We need to go cleanse this bad guy and go fix this thing, and this is the bad guy, and this is, and the thing is she is like, and much like Illidan, she's taking on powers and doing some things that are necessary because she could have gotten a vision, or she knows what's coming, and she knows. She's just trying to use the powers, like there's something, like I know Bwonsamdi doesn't like her, and I know that the Lich King doesn't necessarily like her, and the Lich King and the Lich King had nothing to do with Vol'jin, and Bwonsamdi had nothing to do with Vol'jin, and Aegir had nothing to do with Vol'jin, and so now we also have like the other side, we have Lightforged Undead. Hopefully Kalia Menethil will come in. Weird, also Menethil. Huh? I love how both of them went undead, but in different aspects. Anyways, I gotta get to skip hole. And yeah, at least get on the. Once I get there, everything will be fine. Even if his plane's delayed, I need to be there by 4:30. All right, here we go. We're at ski pole, looking over here at the arrivals. Oh, this is for buses. Where is the airport arrivals? Right there. Looks like the one at Portland. Don't assume everything's totally different. Even though I've been here before for coffee. Hi, Starbucks. Arrivals. I was actually looking at it. I was like, what? These are all weird. I stopped for trekking. I'm like, oh, whoops. Wrong way. 15. Oh, wait. Wow. What do we got? Vienna, Copenhagen, Rome, Dublin, EI60. I could just check Google. No, I don't want the weather. Upcoming flights. Click that. 1648. You weren't even listed. Maybe it's 1635. Oh, EI608. Google hasn't updated yet. 1635. Arrivals 1. I just go to. I have time to figure this out. Alright, we're going to start recording now. This is in theory the door I should be coming out of. This is arrival gates 1. I'm staring at my Facebook. Everybody seems to be coming from that generalized direction, so that's why I moved over here. The lights in here are suspiciously on a really sensitive timer. Motion sensor. Oh, come on. What do you do? I'm fucking bored. Are you a shiny Pidgey? No. Are you shiny? No. Bye. Are you shiny? No. They put extra spawns of Mr. Mime around here, or is it just the fact that it's windy? I don't know if you're worried about his schedule or not. I'm like, not right now. Yeah, there's a lot of footage here to cut out. Because obviously we're only going to have him walking out of that door. I pray to God that's the door he's coming out of. Not even watching the camera, it started drifting. He's a small guy, so hopefully he didn't pick too big a backpack. And clearly the last couple times we've met up with this guy, he hasn't been on camera. I don't think anybody's seen him on these videos before. In theory, maybe, but it would definitely be... What are you, Huddle? Oh, yeah, everything's resolved, brah. It's like every short person I see, I think, is him. He's gonna feel so out of place. He's so short. Keep my WhatsApp open in case he needs information about something. Every time that door opens, I think it's him. Diggies, I don't want to deal with you right now. Did I do my Dutch lesson today? Worst time to remember that. Yeah, I did. Good. See the fire? I did my Dutch lesson today. I've got the biggest blister on my toe. Yeah, like I said, I'd have it open just in case he comes walking out. But like, I still need to go hit it because I know where the military police thing is. That's what Aaron said. You need to go check in here. I'm like, okay. So funny, Aaron was explaining to me the things, and I'm like, bro, I came into Frankfurt and I took the train here, so yeah. Part of the issue is I'm hungry. And I was the idiot that dumped coffee into an empty stomach. Wasn't she just short as the dickens? Not looking at the camera, letting that thing flop all over the place. Look, it's a ceiling. That's a door. What's a floor? Alright, stop recording here. This is a bunch of bullshit. If you'd have gotten this done in Ireland, you'd just been able to walk out. I mean, he and I have talked on Snapchat in the last week, so I know what he looks like. Stomach, shut up. It did not take me this long in customs. Of course, they were German, so... Well, it's been 10 minutes since he sent me KK. Just seemed like a lot longer, because I'm here doing absolutely nothing.
Ik heb weer half ontvangst.
So I'm just like, the lights are going to give me like a stroke. Down, up, down.
It's great.
I'm like, okay, It's like when a cloud passes in front of the sun, you're like, what happened?
You've been waiting for long?
10 minutes.
Which flight are you waiting on?
Huh?
Which flight are you waiting on?
It came from Dublin. But my friend's coming from America for like the first time, so he has to figure out customs. I was like, dude, is customs that hard? Wait a second, I came into Germany when I came. So they were just like, whatever, move on, get out of here. Like, all right, fine.
Yeah. Get to Barcelona, that's fine.
Yeah.
They just touch you everywhere. And I'm like, I don't have anything. Yeah, we don't guys.
Oh no, it was just like, do you have any drugs or alcohol? I'm like, no. And they're like, bye. You didn't check my stuff? And they're like, it was Sunday. It was Sunday at like 3 o'clock. And they were like, I don't want to be here anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, I mean, here it's okay, they check, but not really. But in Barcelona, they just pick everybody out and they just do everything on everybody. And if you like one button on your back, they're gonna put it through the metal scanner as well. Insane.
He's a small guy and he's only here for King's Day.
Oh, my friend as well.
Yeah, so he's bringing just like a backpack.
Yeah, mine too, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping he walks out the proper way because he has been here more often than this. And I'm standing here and he comes to 2 and I'm standing on 2 and he comes to 1 and it's like...
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping my friend comes here. He'll get me on WhatsApp if he's like, I don't see you, I'm here. I'm like, okay, I will be right there. Hug a tree.
Yeah, I mean, my friend has been here for like 5 times now.
Oh.
So he kind of knows the way.
He knows better.
He knows better.
Yeah. So all that waiting outside of Rivals 1, and he wound up at Rivals 2.
I don't know where I was.
Found him.
Great.
Yeah. Where's your, is he at 2? Or?
He's like, I'm walking somewhere here. And I'm like...
Great. Good.
Apparently the reason why I didn't eat it in Dublin is because I didn't leave the airport.
That makes sense. I thought that, but I wasn't sure. See, like Aaron, when he went through Iceland, it's a little different. But, anyways, I did mine in Frankfurt because I was leaving the Frankfurt airport. But anyways. So, oh, right. Here's some sugar for you.
that?
That's Chocomel.
Is this that beer you're talking about?
No, it's Chocomel. It's chocolate fucking milk, bro.
But this,
I'm not handing him beer. I'm just giving him chocolate milk.
I don't know, you've been texting me about a beer that you keep on trying to
Because I keep drinking at night.
I'm like,
And the fact that most Americans are like, no, I don't drink beer. I'm like, that's because you don't drink American beer. All right, I need to indoctrinate him to stuff. I will chat with you guys probably in a little bit. Little whistles. To be fair, I understand they're supposed to be that way. We are in Hilversum. Just updating that we're in Hilversum. Welcome to Hilversum. You guys have seen this all the time. All right. Oh, look at that fucking hair. God damn it. I'm gonna have to do something about this. I mean, I can always flip it over to the side. I'm taken out by a... So funny because I actually read the manual for my Prius and it says, do not tow things with this car. And yet there's Priuses around here with tow ports. I'm like, why are you guys, how are you towing things with your Prius? Do you not give a crap about gas? Probably not.
that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Of course, they're not necessarily hauling much anyways. It's probably just, you know,
Bikes.
no, they're just gonna ride their bikes.
Well, it depends if they're going to a different part of the city that was much further out.
Then they'll just ride their bikes. I mean,
What if they go to a different country?
then they'll take the train. I know, people, there's still a little bit
I'm
of a...
trying to throw some minor.
If they go camping,
Let's go with that. Yes.
I say that because I'm gonna show them a campground.
So let me guess, it should be right here if we walk by it.
Yeah, on the left.
All right.
There's a campground right next to the sports complex, which is right next to a cow field.
Can it be really considered camping though when it's this close to the city?
See what I mean? I know what I'm talking about. And when I bring this up to my Dutchies, they're like, the Netherlands is very small. And I was like, you guys gotta quit using that as a crutch. But then again, it's really hard to get away from cell phone reception here.
I mean, that I
Considering
can see
how
not getting away from cell phone reception, but if you can jump on a bike and get to a house or a store within 5 minutes, that's not camping.
Yep. All right, we are here at the practice. We're doing field goal. Not that we really had a problem with that last game, but it's always nice to practice the blocking. Yeah, see, squeezing everything together, make sure that nobody gets through the middle. I've been actually having fun helping out with practice, watching the linebacker stuff. We're close to the end on team. We've had some people go out with like pre-injuries. We don't have many linebackers here, so. One of our linemen is down with a weak knee thing, so we just like we make do with what we got. What's in with this to like get some product in it? Anyways, I know you guys can't see much. We're walking along Ring Fart. It still makes I can't not giggle when I call it that. I don't know what the police are doing. But anyways, we're walking next to that thing. We're heading back. Mikhail dropped us off at in front of Spaces, which is kind of an area that Aaron works in an area that like rents out little rooms. So the building rents out little rooms for offices. And so that company and the other company, Spaces, are rival companies. So Axel works with, I think, Marcus in the Spaces area, and so his bike was there anyways. It's not even that far. It's like right it's across the tracks from Amstel. But I don't know if you guys can see this because there's so much light. Let me see if I can stop. stop for a second. The canal is... Yeah. You guys can't see because it's too dark. But my eyes are showing like... It's got its ripples, but it's got that mirror finish. Oh, there we go. Now it's finally focused on stuff. Look at that. Like, you guys wouldn't even think that this is a canal. Obviously, you can see the water reflection. But yeah. That's it for the vlog tonight. We're heading to Porterhouse. I'm gonna have a beer. Or a pint. Probably a pint. God Christ. The British and their fucking pints. It comes in pints? Yes, it comes in pints. Are you talking Supernatural?
No.
You brought up the word Winchester, and it just makes me think of all those terrible things on Tumblr. It makes me never want to watch that show again. Tumblr ruined me on Supernatural, and... Good night.